Howdy, everybody.
Howdy.
It is time for Puzzle Talk. The puzzle caching based something or another. Hey, we're doing a show, and we're glad you're here. This is my illustrious co-host, Tom,
the
aka
quitter.
Electric Water Boy. He is the big quitter. We'll get to that in just a moment, but wanted to give you all a quick hello and welcome to the show. Before we jump into some news, this right here is the best comment so far. It didn't get stuck in the sand this year, and so we'll touch on that here in just a minute. But let's see, somewhere I have. Is it this one? It is this one. Here we go. All right, in the geocaching world news, Virtual Reward 5.0 recipients were all selected and announced earlier today. I know that on various geocaching related Facebook groups and in Reddit, this was a hot topic. As one person put it earlier today, there were more disappointed people than happy people today, created by Groundspeak. It is what it is. If you met the requirements, which were to publish 3 non-event, non-adventure lab geocaches this year, your account was created before a certain day, then you met the pre-qualifications to get entered into the drawing. So if you got a virtual reward, congratulations. There we go. And Burnt Turtles finally got one. Charles finally got one as well. So, if you haven't received one yet, and you have met all of the qualifications, don't give up. Eventually, your time may be coming. I hope that the next time that they put some of these out, that for the Virtual Reward 6.0, that they continue to do something like what they're currently doing, where you have to have so many published caches that year and whatnot. I know there were some hurt feelings about that in various online forums about how people who just maintain hundreds of caches should also get rewarded and whatnot, and archive a couple of them and place some new caches in the same place like other people do. But for those 4,000 lucky individuals who did receive one, congratulations. I hope that you make it a worthwhile place for people to visit. And that's, I guess, where I'll leave it. I believe that virtual caches should be placed in places that either a traditional style geocache can't get published for whatever various reasons, and that wherever it is that you're placing it is something significant that brings people to. So hopefully the people who were awarded one do something fun and special with it. And who knows? Go out and find, you can do a filter for terrain and difficulty combos, and try and plus up some of those categories that don't have a whole lot of them in there. you know, but hey, it is your geocache. Do with it what you want. However, I will say that if you are one of those individuals that got one that have absolutely no intentions of ever doing anything with it, please don't let it go to waste. Please adopt it out to somebody and there. Also in Geocaching Headquarters' newsletter today, they announced 3 new Pi Day souvenirs for Pi Day coming up. There are 3 different souvenirs. You get one of the souvenirs for logging a found visit on one, what they called puzzle cache or mystery cache. I have to go back and look at it. But you get 1 souvenir for logging 1, you get 1 souvenir for logging 3, and then you get 1 souvenir for logging 14. So 3.1415. It's pie themed, right? So you get a coconut cream souvenir, you get a cherry pie souvenir, and you get a blueberry pie souvenir. And so those are out there. There were some questions again in this because they used either puzzle or mystery caches instead of using the official term, which is an unknown cache type, which is anything with a question mark. And so in that, challenge caches should count for this. You know, regular puzzle caches like what we solve, challenge caches, anything that has a question mark on the Groundspeak Headquarters site should count for this. I'm sure there will be some small clarifications that come out along the way. But 3 new souvenirs for Pi Day. And from the looks of it, you have to log them on Pi Day. You can't. There's no weekend. There's no 48 hour. It's limited to the 1 24-hour period. So get your 12 puzzle caches, mystery caches lined up. Get them solved. Get them ready to go out there, and do that. And then I'm officially now. I mean, we kind of knew, but now it's official. My co-host is a quitter.
I'm a quitter. I done left the electric company. I'm just a water boy now. No longer electric.
Yeah. So
no more paper pushing tree hug. Well, I'll probably still hug trees, but I'm not pushing papers. I'm not filling out forms, none of that stuff.
That's right. You know, if you wanted to really make your Pi Day, if you put out a cache for Pi Day, you can make it extra special. There's a person online on Etsy who makes 3D geocaching containers, and you can get one that looks like a cherry pie.
That's not where I thought you were going.
Oh, yeah?
I thought you were going to say they could make a pie and send it to me or something like that.
Well, yeah, Tom loves pies, so, and you know, Texas is known for fried pies. So if you can find him a peach fried pie or an apricot fried pie.
Apple. I'm an apple guy.
Oh, apple. It's like a warm apple pie, Tom.
Yeah. With some vanilla ice cream. Ooh, yeah.
So, all right. Well, big congrats to
or banana cream or chocolate cream or chocolate or you know how Forrest Gump and his buddy talk about shrimp. Well, I could talk about pie the same way. So,
yeah.
You better get me to shut up and let's get on with the show.
All right. So in that, we've got a couple of things for tools. Let me get all of this open. One of these is, let me share this. Share a screen. Share that one. So rebuses.co, and then how to share or how to solve a rebus puzzle. This kind of walks you through how rebus puzzles work. If you're unsure of what a rebus puzzle is, it is letters and pictures that you have to try to figure out what the word is by looking at a picture. Sometimes it's a phrase, sometimes it may just be one word, but there are several online ways to solve a puzzle depending on how you look at what's on there. But this kind of gives you a rundown of how some of this works. So this is 12 inches in the middle of a DOOR. So this is your foot in the door. This next one right here is this T is the beginning of the end. They go through and explain how to solve these. So if you come by and look at some of these, so this one is 2 left feet. This one is Tom right here. A big deal. And whatnot. So this is one of your resources that you can come through. Here's Tom's favorite type of, what is this, Tom?
Apple pie.
Apple pie. And whatnot. And today is Tuesday, right? Multiple twos, Tuesday. So this is one of the resources that you can have. The other one is this eslvault.com. This is a site that has all kinds of rebus puzzles on it and whatnot. So there are all kinds of puzzles on here. They go through and show you how to solve some of them and whatnot. So it is, the best way to solve some of these is just by doing them and trying to figure out, what's what. So go through and look through some of these, try and find some. They give you the answers to these and whatnot. So this is a good site to look at just so you can kind of understand how some of these things work and whatnot. So the other tool that we have for you, and I laughed when I said this, and Tom was like, "Oh, that's right. A 12-pack of Lone Star beer in the bottle."
In the bottle.
Right? In the bottle.
It has to be the bottle. Can won't work.
The can's not going to get you there. You got to have it in the bottle. And any of the Lone Star beers. So Lone Star Light. I think they have a Lone Star Amber beer. Any of those, if you're old enough to partake in adult beverages and you can get Lone Star beer in your local establishment, that underneath every single one of the bottle caps in Lone Star beer is a rebus puzzle.
I updated the notes, put the caches in there.
Oh, did you find it? Okay,
yeah,
good. So
you'll be able to pick it out easy with the name.
Yes. So in the Lone Star beer, there are 413 or 416 different Rebus puzzles underneath all of the bottle caps. Though a couple of years ago, somebody got into a tizzy with them, and they ended up having to discontinue some. They remade some, but any of them that had a picture of a noose on it, they had a picture of a noose. It's a beer company in Texas, but somebody filed a claim against them saying it was racist. And so the Lone Star Beer Company went through and replaced all of theirs that they could replace the hanging noose with something else they did. And for the ones that they couldn't, they just discontinued those bottle cap puzzles. So give or take 400 different puzzles that you can find underneath a bottle cap for a Lone Star beer. There's no better reason to sit back and enjoy a 12-pack of long necks than sitting there trying to, being about 4 or 5 bottles deep, trying to figure out what the puzzle is underneath the bottle cap. So those are the tools that we have for you in the show notes. And so we're going to jump right into the first puzzle. This one has been archived, but for our audio listeners, it is GC1J96T. And it was in Ireland, Dublin, Ireland from 2009. So let's see here. We push that, we push share screen, we push that one right there and share. All right. So this is kind of your introductory cache to this type of puzzle if you're not familiar with them. And we'll walk through some of these. Get your fingers ready in the chat room so you can try to slide in and answer some of these. For our audio listeners, we apologize in advance, but Rebus puzzles are picture puzzles. You're just not going to get it. There's no way to convey some of this, though we will try and do our best. All right, so A.
And they tell you the answer to A.
They tell you the answer to A. I tried to scroll past it real quick so that maybe people in the chat room weren't as obvious about it, but
But this one's not a hard one.
This one's not a hard one.
So for our audio listeners, in the middle of the picture is the word read, and above it is a line, and below it is a line. There we go. We got the answer in the chat now. Read between the lines.
Yeah, read between the lines. Let's see. What would B be? I see we got answers for C already. C is there are 3 different in this. There are 3 different lines with eggs misspelled, and so that is scrambled eggs. There we go. The green with envy.
Oh, okay. I didn't get B.
All right. So we got D, E, F, and
I'm not sure I know G. What was G?
I know G. It took me a second, but I got there.
Oh, I got it.
There you go. So 1 in a million. Calm before the storm. There we go. Yeah, there. There we go. This one. So the last one, Chimadina.
Sounds like a disease.
Yeah.
Hope
And
there's
then
drugs
there's
for
the
that.
fourth one. Blood is thicker than water. So yeah. So this last one, G, you have CHI, and then at the end you have NA. So there's China, and you have made in the middle. But I'm not gonna lie, that one took me a hot minute. I was sitting there like trying to is it Kai Midana?
I got it once I saw made.
Yeah. Once I sat there and started like, but I was trying to pronounce it, trying to like, is this something? And then I went back and looked, and none of the other puzzles were that kind of rebus. So I was like, this has got to be. Once I went back and looked, it was like, oh, made in China. Okay. Um.
So
So
before
yeah.
before you go another step, my ways of solving this, you could do a Google reverse image search. That might lead you somewhere. You could do any of the AI stuff. That might lead you somewhere. But I think it's more fun to just try to do them. And if you have trouble doing them, then you go buy that 12 pack of Lone Star and invite your friends over, even if they're not cashers, and let everybody have fun solving them.
That's it.
You don't have to be a cashier to solve these things.
No, and some of them are super fun. We'll get into some of these and show there are a lot of different ways to make these puzzles and make them fun. And so this cacher in Ireland, you just needed the letters from portions of the phrase that it represents. And then you do some basic arithmetic down here. Though I'll tell you that if you sat there and had this, we did a show on this once upon a time about
Yes.
PEMDAS.
PEMDAS.
And let me tell you, there were some very unhappy people with our PEMDAS show.
We didn't invent
whatnot.
math. We just spread the news of it.
Look, I just follow the rules. And if you look at this, there are 89 green smileys and 214 sad faces on the geochecker. That's probably because they messed up their arithmetic somewhere. But my mom was a math teacher for over 30 years. And if there's one thing that I do understand, it is PEMDAS.
I can do that. I'm good at algebra, so this wouldn't be a problem for me.
Yeah. So this is a fun puzzle cache. It kind of will help get you started if you are new to Rebus puzzles. But chat room, keep up your quick fingers because we're going to keep doing this in the next few puzzles that we're looking at throughout the show.
I would add to this one, again, if you're not a math whiz, doesn't matter. You've already got the answer, the numbers you need. I mean, the stuff to fill in the A, B, C, D, whatever.
Right.
Give it to one of your math biz buddies to figure out.
Yeah, one of those buddies you invited over to partake in your Lone Stars.
Or some middle school kid who's still doing algebra all the time and remembers how to do it.
Oh, yeah. The kid from down the block be like, hey, bring your calculator. I got a problem for you. Need you to solve this for me. All right. So the next puzzle is actually part of a huge series. And this series is right now is currently up to 67 geocaches in this series. And so we'll hop over to, it is GCA4Q76. And I can put the link here in the comments for our live viewers. And so this one is called Rebus Puzzle number 1. It is by Joe Friday. He is a geocacher in the greater Denver area. And this series was originally released a few years ago, I believe, for right before their in preparation for the Geo Rendezvous mega event that they have up in Denver. So bloop, we'll jump over to this one. So it tells you that the cache is not at the posted coordinates, placed on Valentine's Day for the love of caching. And then it goes through a rebus puzzle is a representation of words or syllables by pictures of objects or symbols whose names resemble the intended words, syllables in sound, or a riddle made up of such pictures or symbols. Example, so he's got this. This is a re and
bus.
Tom and mine's ride to school, the short bus puzzle. So rebus puzzle, right? So solve the puzzle below. Dun, 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 dun. There you go. So the question is, what is this? And so, when you look at this first picture here, they're pointing at this individual, the second individual.
Write down what you know. Could be a midget, a dwarf, a kid, boy.
Yeah, child.
Write it all down.
Yep. And then there's this second image right here. And this has a battery and 2 light bulbs connected by wires. And then you have this third image that has a guy in a race car, a blue race car with a red helmet and a big giant nose. And he's racing the number 77 car.
We got somebody's getting close.
Look at it. Somebody's a show off. Like it didn't take them long. They were like,
we did this one before the show, and I did pretty decent on it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gotten it until you told me the last little bit that I think should be added to this, but
there is a caveat to this. In the greater Denver area, Joe Friday made these as tribute to other geocachers. So what you were looking for in the answer to the rebus is actually a geocacher's username online. So it took me I got the first 2 parts of it before I finally had to I cheated. I didn't cheat. I used all of the tools, all of the resources that were available to me. And I scrolled down through all of the found it logs until I came across a name way down here at the bottom. So we'll scroll way down here to the bottom. All right, so here's the published log. And then B. Pickens was the first to find. And then Seek to Cache was second. And then Ivy Dog Parents was third.
Yeah.
And then I'll be darned.
I want to meet their dog.
I'll be doggone if Short Circuit 77 wasn't the next finder. And so I liked this part of their log. It's a good thing my caching name isn't MXYZTYLK. If you could make that into a rebus puzzle, that would That would be fun. So short circuit 77, you come back up here and look at so you have a short individual. The lights with the battery are creating a circuit. And then the race car number 77. So short circuit 77. This is not a geo art, but it is a long series of 67 caches currently in the Denver area. And so if you're looking for 14 puzzle caches and you live in the greater Denver area and you haven't solved any of Joe Friday's Rebus puzzles, here's the start of those and whatnot. So let me do this. The next one we're going to look at is part of a geo art, and I'm going to share the geo art with you, but I'll give you the GC code so you can get the cache pulled up on your browser if you're at home and can do that. But for our audio listeners, it's GCA5NR1. This browse caches, close that. Okay, and so when you think of the desert Southwest, you get cactuses. And so these are different types of cactuses that are out here in the desert Southwest. A cholla cactus, a prickly pear cactus.
There.
This one apparently doesn't like me. There's a yucca. These are barrel cactuses. That's a saguaro cactus. There you go. Ocotillo cactus. But what we're looking for is
that the ones that are mostly gray until it rains and then they turn green?
Yeah, I had one out front in my yard when we purchased it. The previous owners had it, but it was like 11 feet tall and has thorns. That it has absolutely beautiful flowers when it blooms. But until then, it's a walking death trap in the yard.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to be looking at some of these prickly pear cactus puzzles are Rebus puzzles. So we'll flip over to it. And so this is number 56. Oh, I guess let's do this. Get back to this one. I will show you that this is just southwest. This is Albuquerque. So this is where I-25 and I-40 cross right here. And so this is Albuquerque, where Bugs Bunny always makes his wrong turn. So it is just south of Albuquerque off of Interstate 25 out here in the desert. So if you have a planned visit out to Albuquerque and don't want to stay in the city, there are a bunch of geocaches out in the desert for you. All right, so this one is part of a giant geo art series and whatnot, and we'll scroll down. So this is an unknown cache. Solve the Rebus and enter the correct answer in certitude to get the final coordinates. Have fun and happy caching. And that's it. That's the only. Is that it? Yeah. Yeah. Dun 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 dun. So that's the puzzle right there.
Oh, good guess there.
Oh, y'all are close. That's the one we're looking for. Right.
I went down a bad bunny trail to start with.
Oh, don't tell us that, Tom. This is supposed to be a family-friendly show.
Well, yeah, it's
Um,
it's not that kind of, but it is still bad. It's like, well, I thought looking at the colors, it's like what all is in white. So I thought all white place, and I thought surely that's not the answer. Please don't be the answer.
um, yeah. So this is one of those where you kind of gotta. Um, these are not bad guesses, right? These are very close, and shows that you are in the right frame of mind for this style of
Yep.
puzzle, right? Um, but with the L covering over the top of the A, um, is the clue that gives it that it's over and not in, right?
Yeah.
So very good. This is another and another good example of this. You can see that there are more wrong answers than correct answers. But he does tell you that the rebus is 4 words, right?
That helps.
That helps. That is probably the most help out of anything is that you know that all right, whatever I'm looking for is 4 words. And in certitude, you have to remember that spaces are important. So make sure that you enter it as 4 different words in certitude instead of one big word and whatnot. So um, there you go. They do have this listed as a difficulty 4.5. Makes you wonder.
Maybe
And
he's not good
whatnot.
at rebus puzzles. To him, it is a
Hey,
4.5.
no lie, that could very well um, be the thing. So we'll look at one more in this GeoArt series that is by the same hider. It is GC A7Q55.
Oh, I got this one.
Pump. And so this is number 69, prickly pear, right? And so there you go. There's your puzzle. Man,
And there's the answer.
is that whole cactus a rebus? No. I wish that would make it fun, but no. I'll scroll back to the GeoArt and we'll look at this. So
Or is he asking that the whole everything in that cactus is a rebus puzzle?
it's not. I was hopeful that it was, but it's not. And the numbers, so the numbers up here don't really correlate to anything for the one cactus. Because number 1 starts at the very first GeoArt that they started, and as they built a cactus, and they just kept going with the same numbers throughout the entire GeoArt, different cactuses. So the prickly pear cactus starts at like, whatever 50 and goes through, whatever 85. And then the next cactus starts at 86 and goes through what have you. So we'll see what he gives us for the hint. Yeah, 3 words, right? So the plot thickens, the plot thickens, the plot thickens, the plot thickens. Good job. Y'all are all over this and whatnot. So let's do this. Open in new tab.
Ooh.
Let me shrink that down. All right. So in this prickly pear cactus, you have traditionals, you have some multi-caches, you have where I goes, you have letterbox hybrids, and you have regular unknown type puzzle caches. And so I don't even know if all of these question mark caches are Rebus puzzles. It just so happened that two of them in this series were, and so I pulled them out and used them. I'm not sure. I didn't go through and look at any of these to see whether they were or were not. I was trying to see if I could figure out where. Oh, so there's number one for the prickly pear. Where I go. So it kind of goes through and numbers them all for the prickly pear. But not all of them. I'm not going to lie. I haven't looked to see if all of them were Rebus puzzles or not. So I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. So hi from Winnipeg. Glad you could join us. I hope you're staying warm because Winnipeg sounds cold this time of year. I want you to know that it was a balmy, like 68 degrees Fahrenheit here in southwest Utah. So for any of y'all that are facing the bomb cyclone, it was shorts weather today in Utah, at least where I live in Utah.
It was here too. It was like 77. I thought it was a bit hot.
So let's see. Oh, I got to go back to the show notes because you added a puzzle.
I did.
Let me.
You gonna skip your last one?
No, we're gonna do it.
Okay, good, because you can explain it. I know what the answer is, but I don't get how they got it.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how they got it either. So
but you know the answer, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me copy this. And let me look. Did I say anything about this one? I didn't. All right. So the next one that we're going to look at, I think, is also it's a series at least, and it may be. I have to go look. But here it is in the chat room for everyone. It's GCA9M27. This is in Virginia. It is a difficulty 2, terrain 2. Share screen.
This is like the first one you showed.
Yeah, so this is called Rebus Puzzle number 1. I do have the correct answer, but I'm not going to lie. It is just like the first one that we looked at. It does say that if you solved it before 2024, then you'll need to resolve it as the final location has changed. And then the puzzle is frequent participant in events. And so this one is also a geocacher's username.
Yeah.
And I think this entire...
Some of the stuff is pretty similar to the first was, it was the second one, but I went to look and see if it was by the same person, but it's not.
It's not. No, the one series that was cacher names was by Joe Friday in Denver. This one is by Mick
G. Marooters. Marauders.
Yeah. And it is in Virginia. So
yeah. All right. So we got the answer there.
so here's the answer is Cherokee 3.
All right. So Melanie, here's your thing. Explain to us how you got chair out of the first part. Because I'm not getting it.
There we go. I did most of this series and I had to research caches in the area. I'm not gonna lie. The first thing I did after seeing the one by Joe Friday is I scrolled all the way through and started going through usernames and found it logs.
Well, that's how I did it too.
That's how I did it. The O face, the O key 3. So I got that. So I don't know what the French fries have to do with anything though.
Cherry
plus F.
Okay. Okay, now that makes sense to me. Because you got cherry, you add an F. Now you got cherry F. And if you take out the F, R, and the Y, then you're just left with CHER or chair. Actually, it's share, but that's how you get there. Okay, I get it now.
Cherry Foes O'Key 3.
I was looking at thinking it was fries, but
I was thinking it was.
If you just do it as fry, it works. I would have put a picture of a chair there and just been done with it.
Right, yeah. So this is yeah, so it yeah. This is one of those things where you kind of have to just try and sound some of this stuff out and cherries plus F minus fries. Well, why couldn't we just have cherries plus a F? Why do we have to have minus fries?
Oh, well. The next one's going to be easier because you're going to work backwards.
Oh, all right. So, are we doing the National Beer of Texas?
The National Beer of Texas.
The National Beer of Texas, because Texas is a country.
We like to think that way.
That's right. So this one is GC2KAYX. There's the link in the chat room for our live listeners and people on the replay. And so we'll hop over to it. And this is the National Beer of Texas by Random Hero, adopted by Hasmer. And as you scroll down, the cache is not at the listed coordinates. It's only been found 9 times. Now I take that back. It's only been solved 9 correct times.
Been found 118.
Oh, well, it was hidden in 2011.
Yeah, so that certitude may not have always been on there.
Yeah. All right, so he gives you some stuff right here.
Yeah, that's why I say you're working backwards. Now you know the answer. which one of these bottle caps fits the answer?
Oh, I see what you're saying. So we'll just look at the top two here. So number 5, let's have people in the chat room try and solve 5 and try and solve 28. Let us know which one you think is which. We'll give you all of the potential answers up here. So last but not least, a bucket of beer.
I can tell you number 5 is not in that list up there.
Oh, it's not?
It's not. There's more of them here than there are things. So you got to find the one that's last but not least. But stick with the first one. What is number 5? I think Angel's close. I think it's Take Me to the Ball Game. Could be ball field, but I think it's Take Me to the Ball Game.
Yeah, I think so too, because that's a checkers or a chessboard. And so that.
I have no idea what that second one is. But 83 is on that list. Number 83 is on the list. The second one down on the left.
Okay, so this is I know what 28 is. Enter V plus I. Enter iron. So you have environ. What kind of leaf is that?
Mint. A mint.
Mint.
Environment.
Environment. And so environment. And so you get environment.
Yeah.
All right. So let's scroll down here and look at number 80. These are your typical Lone Star beer ones. So this is what you'll get underneath. Each one of these is the bottom side of a beer cap. So let's go to 83. I like 83.
Me too. When you're ready for another hint, I'll tell you how I like 83.
Medium rare.
A medium rare with a baked potato. Nice salad.
Some compound butter.
Mmm. T-bone steak. There we go.
There it is. Let's see. Yep, T-bone steak. And then
96 is on there too.
Oh, was 96 up on the list at the top?
Yep.
I've blown it up so big that you can't see both the list at the top and the deal. But that looks like April plus Yent. And then I plus Buck.
That's not quite April up there. It says something to it, but it's not April. At least I don't think it says that.
That's actually, that one actually yeah.
It looks kind of tough, but when you look at the list, going through that list, you could pick it out.
All right, so let's go back to the list. Oh,
A brilliant idea.
yep. That's what we got. Good on you. Good on you.
Let's see. Is
All right.
63 in there?
Let's look. Oh, I know what 63 is. There
Well,
we
it's
go.
63. I'm working on 59 because you were kind of talking about that one before the show.
Yeah, good
I mean,
on
we
y'all.
weren't looking at this thing, but we were talking about the weight kind of thing there.
Oh, yeah. So, all right, in 59, you have this thing here that is a weight, and it says 2,000 on it. So, what does 2,000 pounds equate to in America? Maybe not in the rest of the world. You know, so 2,000 pounds, at least in the U.S., we call a ton. That is, it's different than a metric ton. So, um, you know, be careful where, um, where some of these puzzles are based out of. So, so that little weight in puzzle 59 would be a ton, right? So,
Yeah. I think I know what it is, but I don't know for sure. And I
is it
wish,
on the list?
he's a rate. So on all the real caps, there's a number with them.
And he's
Like
erased them
you can see on number one,
where it's all
he's got
fuzzy right here
it's all
underneath it.
fuzzy. He's erased it. But all the
Yeah.
caps had a number. So if you couldn't figure it out, you could go to their website and it'd give you the answer.
Yes. Um,
So you can do a reverse image search and come up with this answer one way or another.
so we got what? Back ton aider?
Is that like vaccinator?
Vaccinator? Is that what it's supposed to be? Is there?
That's the only thing I can get out of it, but that's not up to.
Oh, all right.
I just wanted to get it. I got 37. Oh, I like number one. Is that up there? No. Like one.
Yeah, and so you can see where some of these are really can really be a stretch depending on how you work through. There you go. How you work through some of these. And whatnot. So, um, you know, I can tell based on how well my local cashier here is doing that I may not want to stick to Rebus puzzles because if I put some out, they probably will solve them real quick. I like my local caching community is pretty decent at solving puzzles. And so I've got to put some really difficult ones out so that my puzzles don't get first to find it right away.
Ooh, no, it's hard.
There we go. That's number one. The Empire Strikes Back. Okay. We'll see if we'll work on 26 and 73 and see if we can figure those out. And then we'll move to the last two puzzles that we have. We just wanted to show some examples and work through them. But the chat rooms,
They're having
just,
yeah, they're
man, they're
having
killing
fun.
it. It's, you know, so
I'm trying to think. I wonder. I think I know when I solved this. And I wonder if I said something in my log about it. Oh. I wasn't first to five. Wow. Solved the night it came out. Yeah, I didn't put enough there, but I bet it fits with what I'm thinking it was. I think I solved this while Cheryl was in the hospital because some bug, spider or something bit her on her arm and she had a bad reaction to it. So while she were sitting in the hospital, I had nothing to do, so I'm solving this puzzle.
yeah. Um, by no means am I gonna sit there and tell you that I was right in how I solved um, either of it. You two may be absolutely right. It could be a side instead of a back, and it could be pack and not a ton um, for this one. I think it's pack, not a ton. So backpack aider.
Yeah, it's gonna be something aider. Let's see.
Detonator. Yeah, I mean, yeah, your deltoids is your shoulder. I mean, it's. Whew. I do the same thing during my team's meetings at work. But like doing something else over here on this other screen, and I keep my microphone muted. Glad to know that I'm not the only one. So, all right, we'll move on. That leaves some for cachers to work on. We've got two more to get through on our list for y'all. The next one is GC8XM1A. There's the link in the chat room for the live viewers. This one is called Figure It Out 1. And it is by Footnotes Coach. Oh, right there in the San Antonio, greater San Antonio area in Bay County.
Yep, this is the one I have the whole series solved and still hadn't gone and found it all. Got time now.
That's where you got no excuses now, Tom. There we go.
Especially on Wednesdays. Let me just put this ad out real quick. If you're coming to the greater San Antonio area and you're going to be here on a Wednesday, have nothing to do, take me caching. My wife will pay you to take me caching on Wednesdays. She works at home, does not want me in the house on Wednesdays. She will pay you for your trouble.
That's right.
So anywhere in the greater San Antonio area, or maybe not too much farther out, but yeah.
Yeah, and you live on the north side of San Antonio,
I'm on the
so
far northeast. I'm right outside in the little town of Selma. But I can see Selma from my front door. I mean, San Antonio from my front door. And I worked in downtown San Antonio. I worked all over San Antonio, but last 20 something years is downtown.
yeah. All right, so that one is side by side, fairly quick, and then we're gonna do the last one is also by Footnotes Coach.
The last one, I did get all of this series, solved it and found them.
This one is called Figure It Out Again, and we'll post a link for the live viewers. This is GCATGTE. Bloop. And here we go by Footnotes Coach. I like this one. I got this one quick.
I'll give you everybody a hint. It has nothing to do with Brad. There we go.
Look at that. There it is. Man, y'all are quick tonight. Quick tonight. Everybody got them fingers going. Everybody's got that good,
Yeah, these kind of puzzles, if they're not your thing to start with, after you've done a few of them, you start getting into the thinking how they work, and you can get on with them.
Yeah.
Most of them. I guarantee this series and the series before it, and they're nowhere near as hard as that Lone Star Beer one. Those are pretty involved answers in those, but these are all pretty simple.
Yeah. Which then goes to show that you can have a plethora of difficulties in Rebus puzzles from mild to wild, all the way through. So, it's one of those things that's worth looking at. If you're looking to try and do something, these, are fun, good little puzzles to put out. If you don't have any in your local caching area, try a couple out, throw them out there, see what the community says about them. You'll know real quick whether they like them or hate them based on the logs you get, I'm sure. Because if you're caching, your local caching community is anything like mine, you'll find out real quick. So yeah. So that's it. That's what we got for y'all. And whatnot. That's the show.
So I'm going to throw this in. The local cashers had a retirement party thing for me Sunday. Surprise deal. I didn't know it. And I was talking about the show at it. And they're like, well, how do you get ideas for the show and that? And I said, we make them up unless we get them from viewers. And that's where y'all come in. We could use some help. Tell us what y'all want to see some puzzles talk about. Because if you throw out something other, I guarantee you we're going to run with it.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
I mean, we do have two ideas. Well, you have one you were working on. I'm sure that's going to happen soon.
Yeah. I'll reach out to him tomorrow and firm up some potential dates for him. Let him know that, hey, it's the first Tuesday of every month, so this and this. But we're going to try and have Jason Fox back on the show to talk about all of the stuff that he has done with his Cache Sleuth website. and all of the upgrades that he has done. We've talked about it on a number of shows, and so we've had him on the show before, but it was talking about some of his other puzzles that he has published that were interactive video game style puzzles. And so we're going to have him on the show to talk about Cache Sleuth and all of the upgrades that he has recently done and whatnot. And that's good because there's a big, I want to say there's like an Oklahoma land rush event that's been published that they're trying to get to be one of those big, more than 500 people at it events. Speaking of,
isn't it Canadian Land Rush? I think is what it is.
Oh, is that the one that I'm thinking of? Is it in Canada? It may be. I thought it was going to be in Oklahoma, though. Maybe I'm way off. Speaking of mega events, the first mega event in the U.S. just happened the other day.
Look down there.
Yeah, the Oklahoma Land Run.
No, above that.
Oh, that? I see that.
I don't know what exactly that means, but I think that's a good thing.
There you go. Yep, we appreciate that. So thank you, Melanie.
That's Canadian, right? So it's metric dollars, so you have to double it and add 20 to make it American.
That's it. That's how that That's how that works. We love to hear that right there. One of my 2026 goals is to put out more puzzles. That should be everybody's goal, to get a few more puzzle caches out there. But at the beginning of the show, Mr. Burnt Turtles said that he did not get stuck this year. And so the first mega event of the year happened this last weekend in Yuma, Arizona. And last year at the Yuma Mega, Mr. Burnt Turtles got his rental car stuck out in the sand in the desert, and whatnot. And so that's when I started calling him the Desert Tortoise, because they called us and were like, "We're stuck, come help." And we're slow to get to dinner that night because we went out to help rescue. And we actually got them all out, and it was a fun endeavor. Kind of showed a couple of different tricks because he had spun his tires and set it down on the frame. So we got the jack out of the rental car. We got piece of heavy rubber that looked like it used to be a mud flap off of the highway, and we used that to stick underneath the car and jack it up. And then somebody came along with a Jeep, and we hooked the winch up and drug him out that way. But lots of good techniques. It was fun because the guy with the Jeep was like, "What were you doing with that jack?" And I was like, "I was going to jack it up tall enough to get a board or the floor mat or something underneath it so that we could have traction to then try to get out of the sand." And he was like, "That's actually not a bad idea." I'm like, yeah, so the first mega event of the year is gone by. I did not go to that. Me and my wife went on a 15 county run in California. The gas is still expensive in California, if you're wondering, and depending on where you buy it from, it's still over $5 a gallon. Ooh. So be careful.
They don't want to know what I'm paying for it.
Yeah, they don't want to know what I'm paying for it in Utah either. So be careful out there when you go. But the next mega event,
good topic for another show. Stuck talk.
The next mega event is right around the corner um, in Alabama, called Bamarama. Charles is going to be there. So if you're coming down to the coast, I will see you at Bamarama. Me and
If you want to see the maze, you better hope I show up.
me and my wife are going to be there. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know that there was even going to be a maze at this event until like 2 days ago when we were looking at something else, and I was like, "Hey, look, they're going to have a maze." We were also looking at the mega event that's happening in Porto, Portugal this summer, because they're going to have a maze at it also. So
I didn't know there was going to be a maze at Bamarama until I was told I was hauling it down there. I missed a meeting.
Oh, yeah. So
we had a planning meeting for Cache Fest, and I had the great idea. It's like, oh, they need somebody to go down and publicize. Hey, Dave, why don't I pick you up and we go down there? So I'm going to drive almost to Oklahoma to pick him up. Well, the next thing you know, Symbols is driving down from Kansas to Dave, and I'm picking both of them up, and apparently a trailer with the maze all down there. So
yeah, I'm flying into New Orleans, and then we're going to county cache around through Louisiana, and yeah, we didn't get a cache in that county. Don't worry. We're going to county cache around and then over to the event. We're going to try and get the Cache Odyssey cache that is in Louisiana and the Cache Odyssey cache for Mississippi while we're out there. The rest of the Cache Odyssey caches are too far away to do, but if your mega events are always lots of good fun. So headquarters has a bookmark list of all of the published mega events that are happening. So get out there, log some Willetins, and try and find you a mega event to attend and whatnot. There are lots of good fun and a great way to experience foreign countries if you have never been. We went to a mega event that had a giant slip and slide last year in Germany, and it was great fun and whatnot. So, and let me tell you, I tried to speak broken German, and then the Germans were so tolerant of people trying to speak German to them that they will speak most of them are taught English in school now, and so they can speak English, but they usually won't until you embarrass yourself real well trying to speak German to them. So we had a great conversation with people in English there in Germany that were all kinds of topics. We ran into some Canadian friends of ours at that event. So, mega events are a great way to experience different countries if you're wanting to go and experience something, but also do some geocaching. Go somewhere around a mega event and attend. There will plenty of, English speaking people around the world, but go out there and try to speak Spanish or Portuguese or German, or don't try and speak French. The French people were real quick to cut me off and say, I speak English. They don't like their language being butchered by Americans, apparently.
Or watching you die trying to talk it.
Oh, yeah. So get out and attend some events. Event season is coming around, and get your local puzzles solved and keep them on the back burner so that you have enough puzzle caches to go and find for your 3 Pi Day souvenirs that are coming up. And so, yeah, next month's show will be on the 3rd, Tuesday the 3rd, be the same as this month, Tuesday the 3rd. We will work on a show. I'll try and see if Jason is available, and if he is, then next month's show is going to be on the Cache Sleuth website. And if we can't figure out something on the Cache Sleuth website, if he's unavailable, then we'll schedule him for another month, and we'll figure something else out. But we'll give it a shot to see what happens. So until then, I had a blast with tonight's show. And thank you for an awesome chat room for keeping it interesting for us.
Pie caches, we can do that.
Oh yeah, in preparation for Pi Day, we can do that. So, all right, folks, we have had a blast. We have enjoyed you. We hope you've enjoyed us. If you did, give us a little thumbs up. If you didn't, give us a little thumbs up. And if you've got an idea for a show, shoot us an email, puzzletalkpodcast@gmail.com, and we will put your suggestion in the queue and have a show on it here coming up. So, all right, until next month, y'all get out there, get geocaching, and we will see y'all next month for another show.
All right, see if you can find the out button.
I got it. I found it already. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.